video I want to watch here today. It is the reality of being black in Japan. How does it feel to be black in Japan? Let's find out.
Today, I'm going to be talking to two of my black friends about their experiences living in Japan. Japan is a homogeneous society, so some Japanese people may not be used to seeing people of different nationalities or skin complexions. So I'm going to be asking them and seeing if they face any challenges or any hardships. As always, thank you guys so much for supporting my videos, and make sure to follow my Instagram for the behind-the-scenes contents. Now, let's get right into it. Alright, so thank you guys so much for joining. So can we get a quick intro?
So my name is Olu Ranti. I'm originally come from London, UK. I've been here for about a year and a half now, teaching English in a kindergarten, a Yorchen. I know it's a super stereotypical job as a foreigner, but it is what it is. I'm enjoying it so far.
My name is Brian. I'm from California, United States. I've been in Tokyo for only about 9 months. Before that, I lived in Kanagawa for a year, and I've been in Okinawa for almost 4 years. So
Fire.
More than 5 years in Japan at this point. I'm not an English teacher. I do IT. You know what I'm saying? So if your phone broke, holla at me. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go explore the city then.
I would like to, if anything, I would like to move to Japan. Anything. Probably not gonna move anywhere, but if anything, I would move to Japan.
So, what do you guys like the most about Japan?
One, first and foremost, Japan is one of the most safest countries I've ever lived in. Mate, like I don't lock the doors at night. I go out, I know nothing's gonna get stolen. You know, it's nice to have that sense of security.
I love meeting people from other countries. We got a UK man right here. How Japanese have, you know what I mean? Like, where I come from, I can meet somebody who's, you know, this and that, but for the most part, it's always your ethnicity or your nationality, but there's an American behind it. African American, you know what I mean? You can be Mexican American. It's interesting meeting people from like their actual countries here. I had to get, you know, that experience is crazy, man, and that is the thing.
That is true. It's facts.
I love it.
Right, because I was surprised to see so many foreigners, especially in Tokyo. And like I see a lot of mixed kids too.
Again, Nigeria, like I never thought I'd meet half Nigerian
That's one of the first things I heard when I first came to Tokyo. Actually, is that there's a big Nigerian diaspora out here. Japan is globally recognized for is their fashion, their style, man. Like surrounded by so many people who are just so on point with like, the way that they dress. Like, it's really a thing for them. Like they curate their own style. I really appreciate that, being someone who's into clothing myself.
Okay. Now, what do you dislike the most about Japan?
Well, the working culture in Japan. So I work as an English teacher. And most of the time, I find myself cleaning. I have to clean like my boss's garden.
Really?
I could never see myself working at anything type teacher, honestly.
And I understand the culture.
If I was a teacher, a kid is getting bopped. I'm not gonna lie, kids are mad disrespectful for no reason.
Yeah, the work-life balance is not the best here in Japan. I hear that a lot.
And you mentioned rules as they pertain to your job. But Japan also has a lot of societal rules that people might not really know about. I was kind of going off willy-nilly, doing my own thing, and kind of had to learn on my own that, like, yo, there's certain things you got to do, there's certain things you got to say and move in order to kind of keep that respect, that mutual respect that everyone has in Japan. I'm from around San Francisco and Cali, man. Nobody cares about anything over there. These things are unspoken, man. They're not. No one's gonna ever tell you. It's almost you gotta learn by yourself. Like, oh, I'm not supposed to stand here on this certain type of way. I'm not supposed to do this on the train or that on the train. And most of it really applies on the train, right?
There's a lot of it. Train etiquette, bro. Train etiquette.
It's crazy.
Like, you didn't really think there would be, but like, like no talking on the train. You can't be on the phone.
You guys stand out, right?
Know,
we stand out. We're crazy, but like,
not being on the phone on the train is crazy. I'm supposed to just sit there. Now that is wild. Like, especially if it's like a 1 hour. Imagine sitting on a train doing nothing on a 1 hour trip. That'd be wild. I'm not going on a train for a 1 hour trip. That's also wild in general, even if I could use my phone. But still, it's just worse.
Shibuya Meltdown. Instagram page, but like when you see it.
Do you see it in real life?
Dude, every time I'm in Shibuya and I'm coming home, it doesn't have to be 5 in the morning after Roppongi. It could be like 11 p.m., you know, before the last train. These folks is out, man. In the most precarious positioning, man.
And they're all wearing a shirt and like a nice suit, and you know,
they looking like they got off work, man.
They'll be like a 3-piece suit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like alligator skin, tiger skin,
like that.
Yo, look at
man. British things.
pose, like some sort of yogic pose, like their head is lying on the back of the seat and they're propping their whole body up like this. It's like, how does that work?
It's really not just one, but I think the funniest thing I see consistently is these folks just out drunk, just done in the middle of Shibuya on a train, nuts.
Well, are you guys hungry?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah? You guys want to go check out some sushi place?
Hey, let's make it happen.
All right, let's go.
Hey. What's up? That looks fire.
Bro, I always like, whenever I see a restaurant in Japan, that shit looks so fire,
Cinnamon
bro.
roll, I want to say, right? Hope it tastes like cinnamon.
They
right?
mad different with these shit and how they do it too. Bro, I be forgetting how to
sweet.
change this shit, bro.
No sauce needed. You don't even put sauce on it.
Cinnamon?
No.
Nah.
More like a
sugared, like
a French toast almost.
Yeah.
It's like a French toast with rice. French toast with rice.
But I have to say, it ain't that bad, man. It's actually like, it's actually quite nice.
How do you like Japanese food?
Like, yeah, I love Japanese food. I think with Japanese food, it's more focused on the subtlety of taste rather than like an explosion, like pungent taste, you know?
The portions, man. Brother, let me tell you, man. I'm not gonna lie. Look,
I'm glad you picked up on that one.
I'm an American gentleman, so I give you the money. I don't think things.
But like, I think there's focus on aesthetic more than anything else. You know what I mean? Like the way things are presented to you.
All right, so we just finished the food, so let's go outside and burn the calories.
I'm going to a gym, burn some calories.
Exist amongst black people in Japan.
Can I go first?
Let
People
me see.
think that I'm gonna like actually hurt them. I'm not even kidding. And somebody's not expecting me, and they'll just be like, oh!
Yeah, like within a meter rope.
And that's the crazy part. I feel like a lot of people assume, not even people, bro, mainly just Americans. It's like, it's a really problem with just Americans. Sometimes I feel like, yes, the American government is fucked, but I feel like the main problem with America is not the government, even though the government is a big problem, but it's the people, bro. Like, the American people in general are just, god damn, bro. It's like, at times it becomes so self-centered or so like the world revolves around me. Main character syndrome. A lot of Americans have main character syndrome. They truly believe that every problem they face in this country, they're only facing within this country, that every other country around them is not going through what they go through, and they're just living the worst life possible. And it's crazy. Like, a lot of people believe that, like, in other countries, like, there's no racism, or like in other countries, like, people don't suffer with oppression. But they do. They most definitely do. And it's just not spread. Like, there's no awareness. And it's like, people don't care. Americans don't care. Because it's like, if you go to Japan, right? If you ask a Japanese person who is like the current president of the United States, they're gonna tell you Joe Biden, of course, right? They're gonna tell you that. Ask American, ask an American, just the average American. They don't even have to be dumb or smart. Just maybe they're just average intellect. Ask them like, who's the prime minister of Japan. They're not even gonna know who. They probably not gonna know what the fuck a prime minister is. But anyways, do they have presidents? No, I think it's prime minister.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Because they have a
In Japan,
real,
I'm saying,
they have a monarchy.
what did I say? Bikurishita.
Or judicial
You have to kind of like
monarchy
shrink
type shit.
yourself.
So you can't really be yourself.
But that's
Be
no way to
yourself
live,
too
man.
much.
That's
Yeah.
no way to
Right.
live. You know
It
how
is no
like
way to live,
it takes more energy trying to please others, you know, in that way.
Let's go check out other places.
So you can't live your life pleasing others. You just gotta live yourself how it is. But sometimes being yourself might put you in danger. So
Discrimination based on your skin color.
I got one story back in Yokohama, man. This was like a year ago.
All right, yeah.
So I hop on the subway. I was going to meet my homeboy in Yokohama. He had a little house party. Shout out to Sean. And I sit down in this like subway, you know. And I've never taken the Yokohama municipal subway before, right?
Right.
So I sit down. Everything's kind of new. It's an older train system, so it just looks wreck.
Right.
Yeah, so I sit down and I catch this dude like right across from me. He's like a middle-aged kind of Japanese guy.
Right.
And this is what he does, man. He looks at me like this. Looks at me. Looks me up and down. Shakes his head. kind of goes by this way. And that was like the first time I ever kind of experienced that weird standoff type of like energy, man. That's really what it is, right? So here in Japan, no one's gonna ever walk up to you and say, hi, you're black, I don't like you. That's never gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Okay.
You know, that's never gonna happen.
Okay.
But it's always the energy that's kind of off,
passive aggressive.
Yeah, it's passive aggressive. Like there's racism everywhere, but most time it's like passive aggressive.
And then there's a disgust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's one where like you kind of frown. You can tell behind the mask.
Yeah, right behind the mask.
It's like that. You know when you're throwing shade and so on, you look at them up and down. It's like.
I've had homies that have been harassed physically on the trains.
Really?
I'm telling you, the train is like 90% of the drama.
Right, the
man.
train.
It's like a sitcom in the train, man, with the laughing box, but nobody's laughing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
It's just gonna be the energy that will be off.
subtle,
Man, you know what I'm saying?
and, like,
Very
yeah.
subtle, exactly.
subtle.
When I went to Osaka, people are a lot more friendlier. They'll actually approach you if you need help.
Hey,
I
bro.
think it's like, from what I've been told, it's a characteristic of the Kanto region.
Now let's get to the park.
For
and,
sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I bet.
Final message for the black people that want to move to Japan.
Hey, do it.
Like with anything, man, if anything in life,
Nah,
it's always good to experience
most definitely
it.
Japan is
The
probably
outcome
like
of
the
it
top
is a
tier
bad
country.
one,
Nah, I'm
so
gonna
take
lie.
away from it, man. So
But you gotta let them know.
Put-
Make sure you do your
I ain't gonna lie.
research.
If we did a tier list on
You don't
countries,
like it?
It's on you, man.
It's on you, man.
Japan might be out there. I ain't never been there, so maybe I'm lying,
Thanks for
but
having us, dog.
Japan has to be out there.
And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.
It's just their language. If I was to move to Japan, like, even if I were to move to any country, I would have to like learn their language. I think that personally, I think that's just like the most respectful way, because like I don't think it's respectful to like move to a foreign country and then purposely not learn the language of that country and expect everyone to learn around you. But I guess. Anyways, that